Good morning, everyone. My name is Priyanka Escocher, and I'm honored to present my leadership project. Through this project, I explore how we can meaningfully engage young girls from marginalized rural geographies in policy advocacy and ensure that they have a voice in shaping their future. I am public health specialist with experience in program management and technical oversight across diverse program areas. I lead the adolescent and youth portfolio at Engender Health, and where I focus on implementing strategies, policies, and guidelines that foster meaningful youth engagement. India has made significant progress in youth engagement with policies like the National Youth Policy of 2014 and initiatives like Mera Yuva Bharat launched in 2023. However, despite these advancements, policy decisions often fail to engage young leaders, especially young girls from the marginalized communities. There's opportunities of policy advocacy they tend to be limited to a select urban and economically advantaged young girls. On the screen, you see two young girls, Muskan Priya from the remote district of Sitamarhi district in Bihar on the left, and Priya Rathore from Sikar district of Rajasthan on the right. My leadership project emerged from the insights, curiosities, concerns that I developed while working with marginalized girls like them. While we were providing opportunities to build their agency, I witnessed there were some unseen struggles that these young girls faced to reach where they are today. It raised very important questions for me. What does it entail to bring these young girls on the table? Can just providing opportunities bring them to the table? Is there a potential backlash or harm that they're suffering while voicing their opinions? Or do they even have the power to give back to the society? This leadership project was designed to answer these questions. So, to build this model, I followed a very structured, multi-phased approach, which included literature review and desk research, where formed interviews with mentors, program managers, and young people to gather insights. And third was the case study analysis. What did I learn? Here is a mentorship framework that I was able to put together, basis my learning so far. It is built on four interconnected pillars. First and foremost is assets. To effectively participate in advocacy, girls need foundational assets. This, besides the formal education, they also need critical interpersonal skills like conflict resolution, emotional management, or higher order thinking. These skills enable them to confidently express what they want to do. Second, agency. Beyond skills, girls must develop a strong sense of self identity and belief. They have to work on building a positive self image or work on their goal setting and determination to drive a change. Without agency, the best resources may not translate to action. Third, healthy relationships and bonding. I don't think we talk enough about it. But a strong support system is crucial. Enabling environment is very, very critical. Having a local mentor, someone who understands their lived experience, is so important. The girls also mentioned that value and recognition came out to be a very important feature for them to get further support from the community. And most importantly, belonging to a tribe, having a place where they can share their ideas, where they can stay connected and have a support system to fall back on. Finally, for the girls to thrive, they need environments, both physical and psychological, which are safe, which are affirming. These spaces allow them to share experiences, advocate their skills, practice whatever they have learned, and engage without fear of judgment or backlash. And while all these elements are being put together, it is so important that some of the core principles are also kept in mind while designing these models. So, what are these principles? First and foremost, inclusion and diversity. Ensure that young girls understand that young girls are not a homogeneous group. Second, leadership development. Ensure that you're investing in the skill building and confidence to prepare them for advocacy. Third, youth centrality. Ensuring that you just don't treat them as passive recipients. Fourth, respect and empathy. Creating an environment where girls feel safe, they're not judged, and you value their decision making. Finally, and most important, this mentorship journey should help them find solutions to their local problems. I want to say that this project is about ensuring that no voice is left unheard. This leadership project is not just about young girls. It has also been a journey of professional and personal growth for me. My experience with Women Lift has helped me shape my approaches in this project in very different ways. First and foremost, it helped me build courage and confidence. My 360-degree assessment showed that I needed to work on that. And this project gave me the courage and opportunity to go beyond the normative models. Secondly, through this journey, I also realized that I used to work in silos, but now with this project, I intentionally built alliances. Finally, This project, it helped me work on my leadership presence, amplifying gender health's commitment to meaningful youth engagement, not only in India, but also at the global level. Once again, thank you so much for your time and this great opportunity.